What's up, guys? We've got some crazy, groundbreaking news. I don't know if y'all can even handle how hot the news is. Mike, what's it like? What's it been like here, man? You've been over from the other team. You've been working with me for a while. There's been some heated conversations.
So it's been absolutely crazy, guys. I'm grateful for all the response and all the support, to be honest.
They're here because they want to hear about a major conference failure, and I'm going to get to that. But Mike, what's happening in storm season right now? What's the word on the streets?
Right now, man, it's going to be the biggest year for 2022. That hail coming out of the skies like bowling balls.
There's been some fucking record-breaking hail. Holy shit. See that 5-inch hailstone in Texas that dropped?
Dude, they're coming through the
size
ceiling.
of a pancake, man. I don't know who's next to get hit with the Sky Diamonds. I mean, around now, who's all doing the hail dance? We're all doing the hail dance. Give me some hearts if you're doing the hail dance, guys. Look, this month is about raising money for fallen soldiers, and I want to talk about my first conference failure. If you don't know, Blue Collar Conference is coming up, and we're giving back a lot of money this year for Folds of Honor. The founder of Folds of Honor, Dan Rooney, speaking there, and I want to talk with y'all a little bit about, failing forward. I think everybody assumes, Mike, that I'm just either full of shit, all right, and not
on proof of concept. He's not, guys. He's definitely not.
I think some people think I'm full of shit. I think some people think, man, Lee, it's just not that good. There's no way it can be. And the truth is, on social media, even myself, I'm always sharing the good side. Let me tell you about our journey a little bit. Give me some hearts if you want to hear some of the tough stuff. Type in also where you're coming in from. I'm checking in on my Facebook so I can see y'all. I want to see where you're coming in from. Look, I'm also going to be giving away some free tickets to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference. But what I want you to do, guys, is just give me some hearts. Let me know that you're watching. Well, let me tell you about a failure that I had. It was back in 2011. I was in St. Louis, Missouri. It was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And my dad, he had purchased a lot of space at the International Roofing Expo. And what up, Justin Dant from Colorado? What's up, my man, Anthony Schumann? These guys will tell you last year's Blue Collar Conference was a 5-star event. Let them know in the comments what you thought about last year's event. But my first event certainly wasn't like that. As a matter of fact, I can remember my dad, he spent like $100,000. We gave away a Harley Davidson.
Not Donnie. Donnie.
It was
Donnie
crazy.
didn't do that.
It was crazy. So, anyways,
Sorry,
we were selling a software at the time, Claim Express, and we didn't know how to market. We didn't know how to brand in the marketplace. And maybe you're like me. My problem at that time was that people didn't know me. They didn't like me. They didn't trust me. So give me some hearts if you know that getting people to know, like, and trust you, building your brand, using social media as an unfair advantage would help you in business. Just type in yes or give me some hearts. Mike, you've started really kind of social selling to the what? Did you think over the last year you've turned it up a little bit since you couldn't do the typical door knocking?
Yeah, man, I've totally turned it up. I think that social selling is important. I think that getting your brand out there is important. I think showing results, right? I think the real reality of it is you have a good product and you can actually show results and a proof of concept. And so that's kind of what you've helped me do is really, fly in that area. You brought in those books, Flying to the Wind. You brought me Extreme Ownership. You've brought me Ed Millett. And these 3 books alone, I mean, I practice them daily. And, when I first came out here, I was reading that book the whole drive down here, the Extreme Ownership, and there was something weird that happened between us, and I was I'm turning it around.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is disruption always follows intention, guys. I know many of y'all want to hang out on Memorial Day, but, dude, separation season, spending time with us, and we were talking about him being a team leader, how leaders eat last, and how coming into the team, I told you a story about Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, when I met Peyton Manning, and he told me, give me some hearts if you want to hear what Peyton Manning told me. He said, look, Lee, he said, whenever I went to the Denver Broncos from the Colts, he's like, I didn't come into that team demanding like I'd won the Super Bowl, everyone to do exactly what I said. I was like, dude, I went in there and listened to the coach's strategy. I put my head down and paid attention during class, and I showed up early and earned my respect before I started barking like a crazy person from the huddle.
I'm sure you did. He did say that, guys. And I am a barker. Okay, I come in and tear some stuff apart.
And give me some hearts if you ever had a problem with a very, very over the top salesman that needs. And sometimes as the leader, transitioning somebody from salesman to sales leader, you've got to teach them these extreme ownership lessons. And, Mike, one of the things I want to talk about is the failure at the Win the Storm conference. Because there was literally, give me some hearts if you want to hear about this, a failure between me and my dad. He was basically investing into Anthony's conference, and I'm thinking, what the heck are you doing with company resources? And here we are, if you don't know about that, another storm restoration conference. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing, Pops, spending the money on this conference? And he's
It
like,
wasn't a drop in the bucket either.
no,
It was-
he dropped a lot in the bucket. And really, he told me, he's like, Lee, you're sleeping on this guy, Mike. You're sleeping on this guy, Mike. He might be good for the team. The hammer might be good for the team. And so I'll tell you, one of the biggest conference failures is like when you put on the conference, you got to put your heart and soul into the people. You got to care. One of the things I do is I care about the experience. I care about how the system up there is working for other people. And, you know, the thing about it is what did you see differently whenever we were there at the conference? What made you switch? What made you go from that team to our team?
So I saw the energy. I saw the passion from your team. I saw the work ethic in you. I mean, you were constantly at your booth. You were hustling the whole time, and it was infectious. You know, it was a lot of energy. Your people would live and die for you. So that showed me something right there as far as your leadership. And basically wanted me to be a part of that. And you're already a proof of concept. You already have a roofing company. You already have all the employees.
Guys, I did not want to go to the Win the Storm conference. I argued tooth and nail. It worked out good for me.
You screamed at me during the walkthrough. I don't know if you remember that.
I screamed at you during the walkthrough.
I was doing the walkthrough with Anthony, and I get this phone call from Lee, and he's like, "Why are you fucking with my dad?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh man, what are you talking about?" I was like, and then that's kind of where our relationship started, to be honest, because that was our first phone call.
Well, here's the deal, guys.
That's the truth.
If you're watching this right now, just know this, that you may not think that it's in your cards to be with us at Memorial Day, but the reality is that Jocko Willink's going to be there, and he can help you take extreme ownership of discipline equals freedom. You know that it takes more discipline to hiring, discipline to marketing, discipline to a proven sales system. And you might think I'm a little full of it, but man, I'm telling you, man, I've been doing this 20 years, and it's really funny to me that everyone wants to beat their head against the wall and make the same mistakes.
And
they say a smart man learns from, your own mistakes. A genius can learn from others.
But also, what better step? What are you willing to give to get? Ultimately, sacrificing whatever you had planned, going to the lake or going to the pool, but whatever you planned and sacrificing that and going for your business, that's the first step. I mean, sacrifice is key. And then being led by Jocko, led by Ed Millett, that's important to understand.
Well, guys, so here's the deal. A billionaire's advice to everybody against inflation. This is what Warren Buffett wrote in Yahoo. You can Google this right now. And if you want me to give you what Warren Buffett's advice was, just go ahead and give me some hearts. I've got people coming in from Kansas City, people coming in from H-Town, from
Kansas
Colorado.
City just got hit, guys, big time.
And so Warren Buffett, he said, look, be the best in your area. In order to be the best, the thing is a lot of times that you got to invest into your skill. And a lot of times there's three things holding you back from goals. If you're going to work with me, I'm going to help you with your belief systems, I'm going to help you with your habits, and I'm going to help you with your skills. And so Warren Buffett says that, right now in a time of inflation, that you should be investing in yourself. It's a non-taxable best investment because it's your skill set that matters most. And more importantly, with so many things going on, they can't take away the fact that, we have the ultimate recruiting funnel, the best lead generation system for contractors, 200 million in results for other people, because the reality is people want to know, how does it work? And that it doesn't matter inflation. Of course, I used to charge $5,000. Now I charge 100 or more for some of my programs. And the reality is we want to give it to you all in about 3 days. Now, many of y'all know that I'm doing a fight night. Give me some hearts if you're curious to see what this fight night's all about, or give me some hearts if you want to know exactly what's going down. Is Lee doing MMA? Is what's going down with BDR, Best Damn Roofer? Who's all fighting?
I thought you were fighting Domenico.
Well, he squashed out on the deal. He agreed to it and went Welch. But the truth is that I'm there to give money back to Folds of Honor to raise the status for blue collars, because I feel like we all can really pay back to Gold Star families. These are people that gave the real sacrifice, that really are the heroes. And this organization's given $180 million to charity. But, we all got to get in a fight for our American dream. You got to get pissed off about rising prices of materials, of constantly getting the delayed process with insurance companies. They're trying to target our industry, trying to even recently put me under investigation. There's in the state here of Florida, there's all kinds of crazy people. And you may want to say, Lee, like, dude, I'm in the middle of spring and I don't know what to do. Like right now is the busiest time. How can I break away? Well, here's the thing. The thing is like insanity is repeating the same things, expecting different results. If you don't break away, you can't break through. And so here's the deal. We're giving away some tickets to the Blue Collar Conference. I want somebody to chime in with a big problem. Tell me right now one of the biggest problems that you're facing in the business, and I'll help you walk through it real quick. And you can just type in the comments below anything that you're going with. And I don't care if it's sales, if it's roofing, solar. One of the things that we're going to be going over is SIR. That's Solar Insurance Retail. See,
Hybrid.
in Florida, the insurance companies have slowed up the process. We've really worked with how do we use a 25-year no dealer fee loan or an 18-month no interest loan to speed up the cash flow of a supplemented claim, of a partial approval, of a job in legal. And so we've also really implemented the idea of hiring rock stars, not flop stars. Okay, good man. My man Anthony is a beast, and he's came out to a conference, and he's really grown within our program before. But here's the thing I would say, Anthony, is like you are what you attract. So first and foremost, it starts with you. So if you clean up your act more, you will attract more knock stars, not wannabes. And if you hang out around where those people hang out, like, for instance, at the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, there's going to be a lot of winners there. But you know, for me, I hang out at jiu-jitsu gyms. There's a lot of successful people that are serious about working out. That's one little community. I say roofers just they don't have a big enough network a lot of times. First of all, most of us, and I do see, Anthony, you on social media, so I know you do have a social media. You're posting, but you don't have a system. And chances are you don't have someone in your business dedicated to recruiting. And so if you had someone that was constantly dedicated to recruiting, what that would look like is you get the people that are all applying on the job boards. You figure out how to separate the serious from the curious by telling your story. And we have an automated system for that.
And it works.
But more importantly, we got to teach you how to sell from stage. You see me from stage, I want you to be on stage. I want you to be a case study. We give away growth championship belts, Anthony. If you'd have stuck with our program and got after it, maybe you'd have been the guy with 5x results in our system. I know you got results, but I can track the guys that really stay close to me. And so these guys, the ones that are coachable, they get rewarded. And so you might say, well, Lee, how do you do that? And I say, with my most successful students, follow what we call, it's almost like an AA meeting for recruiting. It's a church. It's a roofing church. It's bringing people into a Zoom call and having your team and you sell the business opportunity with a PowerPoint. And what it does is it gets people fired up. We get them into the office, a bunch of them at a time. By the time they've gone through all of those steps, they're ready to run through walls. They've gotten training online, and now they've been paired with a field trainer. Yep. And what do you do to make sure that they stay active in the field?
So what we do is we add them all to the WhatsApp group, and we keep the culture. Send me a selfie when you're suited and booted. Send me a selfie when you're on the roof. Send me a selfie when you get off that roof, you sign the contract. Send me a picture of you in the front of the house with in front of the sign. And so it creates a culture where you can also use that at the doorstep. There's a lot of stuff you can do to really hold them accountable online, but also it builds camaraderie. You can change the scoreboard on there to create competition. And then it also kind of shows who's rising from the top and who's not.
And so for me, guys, I didn't want to be an empty suit. And so if you're taking advice about hiring people and that person doesn't have a big team, well, that person's probably an empty suit.
Yep.
And so the thing is that our recruiting system has generated $200 million for our clients over the last 2 years. It's trackable. I can tell you 20 blue-collar millionaires made. That's 7 figures added to their bottom line just from the recruiting system. And I know you want to know how it fucking works. All right? Well, the truth is that, dude, you don't have someone doing this, and you're probably on a scale of 1 to 10, not who you need to be on Instagram, on YouTube, and I can help you get there. I don't want to judge where you're at in the process. I just want to inspire change, help you make the transformation so you don't get put out of business, because it's not 2012. In 2012, it wasn't required for you to build a personal brand. An employment brand wasn't necessary. Reviews weren't necessary. Now, we live in a transparent world, and so it's important that you fight for your dream, that you use your iPhone like a weapon, and that's why we're doing cage fights, because it's scary for people to hold their phone up, to go live. It's scary for people to invest money into live events, but you need to do the same thing. And I actually have something very interesting. I'm giving away tickets to people who want a scholarship to the actual Blue Collar Conference. These are salespeople, people looking to get in the business. We're giving it away to local talent, but we're giving it away to people who follow the influencers all over the country. We're hand selecting new recruits so that I can show you there's an abundance of talent that want to work hard. And during the first day of the conference, what's going to happen is I'm going to demonstrate to you how you get them excited about running through walls to come and be a blue-collar entrepreneur. And no, you don't tell them, we're going to go knock doors, we're going to go sell roofs. That's not what you do. What you do is you inspire lasting change that allows a man or a woman to build character, confidence, and true freedom. And I'm going to do that and get these people fired up, and you're going to be able to meet some of these folks and connect with them and hire them at my conference, because I don't go into the conference saying there's no recruiting. I go into the conference saying there's no soliciting. You don't go up to someone else's rep and say, hey, I'm coming for you. Come work for me, blobbity, blobbity, boo, blah. You don't do that. That's not good etiquette. What we do is we seriously look to build relationships and lift people up. And we look for each company to build their vehicle as strong as possible. And the reality is you're there to build a network. If someone decides that, and look, my team, I invited guys, and some of my team members left with some of the people I invited last year. I don't care. I don't worry about that. See, because it's all about the community and what we do together. And so there's so many forces out there trying to put us out of business: inflation, government, banks and insurance companies. Now, why can't we not only see a portion of the fight night proceeds go, but we're going to be doing a telethon. We're doing a telethon. It's going to be Thursday, and I want y'all to tune back in on Thursday, because we're going to be every dollar that we sell for conference tickets is going down Thursday. This week's the last week for room blocks. It's a 5-star hotel. You need to get your tickets.
It's actually, today is the last day. I want to be clear on that, guys, but we have a couple special special things we can do, but today's the last day. So we got to get it done right away.
Well, hiring is always the biggest issue. And Justin says, did someone say hiring? Yes, someone said hiring. And it's about doing more with what you already do well. Justin, when he actually first started with me, he started a group called Contractors Helping Contractors. Now that group has 16,000 members. He's really worked to create engagement. And I would say that.
I wanted to give away some free tickets on his platform as well. I talked to him this morning.
So
I think that's a
Justin,
good idea.
Since you're now an influencer with a network, we should give you some tickets, some scholarships.
Make it happen, baby. Let's go.
So that you can get. And these are not for business owners. These are for people that are looking to get into the business, and you need to make them cover their trip on their dime. But here's the deal, guys. If you go ahead and just comment below or send me a message. We'll get you set up, me or Mike. Today we're gonna go live on Thursday. All ticket sales are gonna go to benefit Folds of Honor. So if you want to go through the complete hiring system, we're going to go through that on Thursday. I'm going to map it all out for you. How do we do it? We go to the job boards. What ad do we use? Then where do we send them? We send them to the funnel. What do? We tell the owner story. We get testimonials. We have automated follow-up through text, through email. We have a system for that. I'll break it down. It's called SDU Hub. Then after we separated the serious from the curious, we've sent them the links to the social, my YouTube, my Instagram. It's got them all fired up. They go to a Zoom. Inside of this Zoom, we make magic happen. We make them want to run through walls. And if you try to do it without our system, you will probably have marginal success. Then we move them through a 10-day boot camp. And we found that this system creates knock stars, not wannabes. And so you don't have to waste time with losers. You don't have to waste money. No more sleepless nights. Even if you're inexperienced at hiring, you can still execute it. And so
Can I say one thing?
There's no major conference failure. We're 100% go. We got Jocko Willink, Ed Milet. I just know roofers are more attracted to big failures than big wins. And I would say one of the biggest failures was me basically wanting to see, like, who's serious. During the first quarter, I wanted to focus on the fact that we put all our money for Hurricane Ida, and our RCA needed my undivided attention. I thought Memorial Day would be a great time to rally behind the Folds of Honor cause. And so I pushed this day back because I wanted to test the people. If you're more worried about getting drunk and being at the VIP room at the club, there's other places to be. Or maybe you want to be, I love to get drunk out on the lake and have fun outside too. There's going to be time for that. But the reality is this is a good time for roofing contractors to get ahead, have a good time. And that's why we're going to be giving back the Folds of Honor May 27th to the 29th. Have seen a difference when you follow the program. This works. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, guys, one of the things I want to just touch on, too, because a lot of people, my phone is blowing up literally about the sales recruiting funnel system. And what it is we're attracting influencers. It's not the old days behind a cup of coffee and a brown desk. Literally, what you're looking for is a influencer guy that wants to see a lifestyle, not a career. And that's why it's working, Lee.
All right, guys. So I've got to run to my 3 o'clock appointment that I'm late for. But really appreciate everybody. We're going to be going live. This is going to be a sense of urgency thing here because we have a limited amount of tickets. There's only a certain amount of live seats. We have some special guests. I've locked in some special guests.
Yes.
I'm not announcing. I cannot announce them due to security purposes. Maybe you might have seen the 10X Growth Con. Maybe you might have seen some things like that. Super special, ridiculous guests. So can't even tell you who they are. National security issue. We'll see you there.
Bye, guys.